In this video, we want to talk about the next step in the process, which is creating the ROI. So we can see that we have created the household. We're on our head of household from the very beginning. We haven't changed records. We have not used enter data as or backdate mode, which are now fairly obsolete processes in the workflow. So at this point, what I want to do is working from the left side of the screen across. I'm going to click on the ROI tab, and I see that I have no ROIs yet for this client since we just created them. I'm going to add a release of information for this client. Since our household is created already, I can choose those members from the household who have matching ROIs. I can create them all at once, whether it be children of the head of household or other people in the household who have signed an ROI, same date and same permissions, so we can enter them all at once. In this case, we're going to go with the fact that they did sign the ROI at the same time and they did grant the same permissions for that ROI. So I'll select the other household member to create the ROI. The person that I'm on, you can see that their box is checked and it's grayed out so that you can't change it, which indicates which client record you're on, and that should be, of course, your head of household. So the first thing we're going to do is set the provider for the ROI. It defaults to your license level, which should in most cases be the agency that you're working for. In this case, it's our training agency. And so I'm going to go into this ROI and I'm going to add another ROI for the project the client has agreed to participate in. So as I can see from the list here, I have all of the projects that are available to me. I have 12 of them. And I can see that it's by default already selected the agency, which was the license level in my case, and we'll keep that as a selected provider. I also want to add, in this case, I'm going to create the SSVF rapid, which happens to be on the next screen, so I'm going to click next. Go to that screen. I could have looked in. This is a function like everything else. I typed in partial string from whatever project I'm interested in this case SSVF. If I'd clicked on search here, it would have just given me the SSVF project. It could choose between chin and rehousing. So either way you want to get there, it gets you to the same place. If you happen to know the ID of the provider, which in this case the ID is the last 3 digits here in the provider name. If you mouse over that too long, it pops up, as you can see. So I could use that provider ID if I know that as well. Some of you may know your provider ID pretty well. So in this case, I'm going to do the rapid rehousing by clicking on the green plus. It's going to add it to my list of providers for my ROI at the bottom. So I'm creating one for the agency and the project. I'm going to click on exit here, and I see that I have them both set on the front. At this point, I still have the opportunity, if I don't want one of those to be selected, to uncheck them. Otherwise, I'm going to move forward with my ROI. In this case, they both granted permission, so I'm going to say yes for that. Set my ROI start date to the date that they signed that. In this case, they signed it on the 1st of April, 2015. And then your end date will be whatever your ROI period is. In this case, we'll say it's a 10-year ROI, and we'll put 3/31 of 2025. So 10 years would be one day before the day that they signed it, 10 years later. The documentation will be our signed statement from our client, and our witness will be whoever from our agency happened to witness it. And then we'll save that release. It's going to actually create two releases, one for the agency, one for the project, for both of the clients above. So I'm going to click Save Release of Information, and I'll see that that release has been added to the head of household. If I check my other client by clicking here to switch members and going to Johnny as well, clicking Submit, I will see that it's also been added to his record as well. So that's the process for entering ROIs on a client record. Whether you're doing multiple or single ROIs, the process is virtually the same, and we'll have ROIs on how they sign ROIs for your agency. Thank you very much.